Well, we greatly appreciate everyone's patience, and thank you very much for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely excited. And the reason why I have this computer, because, you know, the printer isn't working due to whatever the Wi-Fi issues are, so I need to utilize this. But I want to be extremely intentional today, and this is a very exciting time. Today marks a momentous occasion as we come together to celebrate a new chapter in the rich history of Chadron State men's basketball. It's with great enthusiasm and pride that I stand before you to speak about a leader who embodies the essence of integrity, dedication, and excellence in collegiate athletics. Chris Francis, our newly appointed head men's basketball coach, brings with him a wealth of experience and profound commitment to the development of student athletes, both on and off the court. His journey to this esteemed position is marked by a relentless pursuit of excellence, a passion for the game, and a deep-rooted belief in the transformative power of sports. Chris's coaching philosophy transcends mere wins and losses. It is anchored in the principles of hard work, resilience, and unity. And his leadership will undoubtedly inspire our student athletes to reach new heights, instilling in them the values of the discipline, teamwork, and sportsmanship that are the heart of Chadron State College. Before I continue, I would ask for one of our search committee members and our faculty athletics representative, I call her Dr. H, Dr. Brittany Helmbrecht, to say a few words.
Hello. So you might hear a couple repetitive themes throughout my little talk here, but as Dr. Jude mentioned, my name is Dr. Brittany Helmbrecht, and I'm the faculty athletics representative and was part of the search committee. We did have a large pool to choose from, and we had such national interest in this position. When looking for a candidate, we really wanted someone who could not only win games, but could also compete at a high level. We also wanted someone who could build a culture for student athletes to succeed on and off the court. Through Coach Francis's career, he's demonstrated that he is a skilled recruiter and develops winning programs. He values community and culture, and we are so excited to have him here at Chadron State College.
Before we move forward, there was a couple of people I definitely want to shout out. I wanted to thank Coach Kyle Hunt to serving as our acting men's basketball coach. He's pretty much been holding the fort down of our men's basketball team and program, still keeping our student athletes engaged, continuously informing them on what we're doing, as well as bringing in some new student athletes. So let's give Coach Kyle Hunt a round of applause. Also, thank you to our search committee members who were a part of this process. I know it was long and grueling, so everyone knows Ted, Dr. H, John Murphy, Coach Brew. Who did we miss? Anybody else? Sorry? Yes, Coach Hunter. Yes, I'm so used to seeing him. He's out on the road. So we really do appreciate the search committee for really leaning in. It was a lot of applications. It was a lot of information to read. We had close to over 20 interviews. And just spanning across the nation from Division III, AAU, Division I, NBA, they were all over, all over. So we're really, really excited to continue to move forward in making this announcement. And of course, to Alex, who has really helped us in putting the release out, our photographers, Daniel, as well for videos, just everyone who has just really really leaned in making today possible. And of course, thank you to the athletics staff for being involved in just this whole transition of the coaching staff and even being here. So thank you very much to everyone, including the campus community and community as a whole. So throughout his career from a student athlete turned coach, Coach Francis only knows success. And typically when I call references, I try my darndest to do two things. Number one, I don't call people on the reference list a lot. I go off the reference list, and I want to go around the nation asking about the candidate. I want to know every single thing that I can find out, and that includes, but not limited to, learning his coaching philosophy and strategy, his courtside manner, how he engages in the community, his mentorship, retention, and graduation of student athletes, his relationship with his coworkers, his relationship in the campus community at large, how he manages a budget. Does he follow compliance? Does he follow policies? So I drill down and I ask a lot of hard questions. Fortunately, throughout this research process, many people were very happy to speak on Coach Francis's behalf. Many of them did not know that I was making this call. A couple did, but others did not. So they were being very honest, very candid in their interaction and their experience with Coach Francis. But as I spoke to each person, I felt closer and closer, not just to the coach, but to the family man who is charming, thoughtful, witty, humble, and just has an appreciation for the sport. And so what I want to make sure that we do is do everything and what we can to create a space to support him so he can be successful here at Chadron State College. Now, here's some questions from around, statements from around the country. Coach Francis is a tremendous coach who understands how to recruit, retain, and develop student athletes at the highest level. He is hardworking, ethical, and possess high integrity. He will work to engage the community, alumni, and friends in building a program everyone will be proud of. I look forward to watching his success at Chadron State. This came from Ren Baker, Vice President and Athletics Director at the University of West Virginia. Another person said, what an outstanding hire Chadron State made bringing Chris Francis to guide their men's basketball program. Chris has an extreme passion for basketball and positively impacting young men. He and his family will be an amazing addition to Chadron community. That came from Coach Amy Williams, head women's basketball coach at the University of Nebraska. And finally, congratulations to Coach Chris Francis and Chadron State for a fantastic hire. Fans and supporters will be excited to see the brand of basketball his team will play. Chris has tremendous ability to connect with his players and get the most out of them. I look forward to seeing the program that he builds at Chadron and wish him the best of luck. That came from Vinay Patel, head men's basketball coach at Angelo State University. Chris has taken his previous institutions to another level on the national scene, 5 NAIA national tournament appearances, conference championships, 9 All-Americans, regular season champions, Players of the Year, 24 All-Conference players, 2 conference MVPs, and his Conference Coach of the Year. We welcome Coach Francis and his wife, Sevi, his children, Zayden, Zion, and Zaxton, mom-in-law, Pam, and second mom, Ramona, to our Eagle team. We are confident that under Chris Francis's guidance, our men's basketball program will thrive. And now we will have a message from our president, Dr. Ron Patterson.
Good afternoon and welcome. Sorry I'm unable to attend in person. To the Chadron State College family that is in attendance, thank you. To our guest, thank you. I also want to commend those who served on the search committee because your time and talents were very valuable. Your commitment and dedication to this process was crucial, and the ways you engaged with the candidates shows CSC is a place where people matter. Thank you. To our donors, friends of the college, and alumni, thank you. Without your support of our men's basketball program would not be where it is today. Sevi Francis, thank you for your willing spirit to share Coach Chris Francis with us. We appreciate the sacrifices you and your family have made throughout his career. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Coach Chris Francis to Chadron State College. We're delighted to welcome you and your family today. Coach Francis demonstrated his commitment to developing and graduating student athletes well during the search process. His competitive spirit, energetic leadership, and winning attitude will help elevate our men's basketball program to new heights. And I'm excited he will be joining our team. Coach Francis understands that we need a competitive, energetic, leader of young men, and community-minded coach. Congratulations and welcome. We look forward to working alongside you to allow our student athletes to soar to new heights. Now at this time, I'd like to introduce the 21st head men's basketball coach at Chadron State College, Coach Chris Francis. Chris, the floor is yours.
Well, good afternoon. Going behind Dr. Jude and everybody, my speeches aren't as precise as theirs, so please bear with me. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to come and learn a little bit about myself. First off, I want to get through some thank yous, and then I'll open it up to anybody that has any questions about my coaching philosophy or recruiting style. First off, I want to thank Dr. President Patterson for giving me the opportunity to lead this program. I understand the expectations and the vision that Dr. Patterson and the faculty and staff have for Chadron State, and I don't take that lightly. Dr. Patterson is a former basketball coach, which I could tell by the way he recruited my wife here to Chadron. He knew he had me in the bag, but he knew he had to get to my wife, and he did so at dinner when we was up here, and it all felt so comforting. And working for President Patterson and his vision is something I look forward to doing. Dr. Jude, she's been awesome through this whole process. I know a lot of highly athletic directors that do a good job in their profession, and Dr. Jude is exceptional at what she does, and I can't thank her enough for all the help and support she's been giving me and my family throughout this process, so I appreciate her. And Mr. Ted, I appreciate his help throughout this process as well, and the rest of the search committee. All the coaches, all the faculty, all the staff, the whole community here has really embraced me and my family and has made this transition so much easier. I've been blessed and lucky to be at universities that really care about their faculty and staff as people. Lastly, I want to thank not lastly, but I want to thank USAO and Coach Briscoe McPherson. He is a legend. If you go to Oklahoma, he's a big-time coach, and he's retired. He's a national champion, and I took over his baby whenever he retired. And he trusted me at the age of 28 with just only 2 years of assistant coaching experience. He trusted me into running a program that had high level of success during his time. And so I thank him with everything I have. And so he's a mentor of mine, he's a friend of mine, and he's somebody that I care deeply for. And so I want to thank him. And USAO has been great. There's been a lot of firsts there at USAO, and that's where we had our family. We got married on campus at USAO, but we felt that we've done everything we could there in that community. And that community is something that we feel is similar to Chadron. And we can't wait to get out to the community and get out to the fans and the local supporters and develop those relationships. I want to thank my family who is here, chasing my crazy boys around, my mother-in-law, and my second mom, Bobo is what we call her. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. It takes a village to raise our beautiful boys, and they've been help building with that. And so I can't thank them enough. My mom and dad, who are in Mississippi, couldn't be here, but are going to tune in eventually. I can't thank them enough. They really showed me what true love is and what parentinghood is all about. And without their support throughout my whole career, I wouldn't be here today. And so I want to thank my mom and my dad, who is in Mississippi right now. So I had a whole list of notes that I was going to follow by, but I got them all out of order, so I'm not going to do that. I'm better at just talking anyway. My wife thinks I talk a little bit too much, so I'll kind of cut it short. So getting to my wife and my kids, I want to thank Zayden, Zion, and Zaxton for sharing their daddy with a lot of student athletes over the years. They've been patient with me. They've been understanding. They've been at every game, every gym, and I appreciate them so much. And so they're known at every concession stand from here to Lubbock, Texas, in that area, because that's their second home. They're snack addicts, and so but you'll see them around, and they're a bundle of joy. And then lastly, I get to my wife, and it's kind of ironic that she's kind of last, because as coaches, and you coaches know, and you wives know, a lot of times she has to share her husband with a lot of people, a lot of university faculty and staff, student athletes, and she is kind of in the back holding things together. If I didn't have her, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm so thankful for her. I appreciate all her commitment, her sacrifice, the hard work she's done in raising 3 boys, including me, you can say 4, and on top of all the other student athletes that we've had in our household throughout the years. And so I love her dearly. I love my family dearly. As they mentioned earlier, I am a family man. I'm really big into relationships. That's what we value as the Francis family, is developing relationships and building relationships and holding on to them. We have a second home in Chickasha, Oklahoma. All the people there has been great, but we look forward to building more relationships in the town of Chadron. I want to thank my former players. Without them and my former coaches, it wouldn't be possible. We've had a lot of success, but it wasn't because of me. I just got into the court, and you got to have good players. You got to have good assistant coaches. I try to do as best as I can, but without that, I'm nobody. So I want to thank my former players and my former coaches, and Coach Hunt for holding down the fort. And so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be an Eagle, and I'm excited to get to work and get out to the community. So I appreciate your time. Once again, thank you, and soar Eagles.
So at this particular time, if anyone has any questions, you don't necessarily have to be a part of the media, but if there are any questions that you would like to ask Coach, I have an extra mic.
Anyway, you said that you have some players that indicated they'll be back from last year's team?
Yeah, great question. Will I have players coming back from last year's team? Yes, we have a good core group, and that's a process that we went through in the interviewing stages. I got to meet with all of them via Zoom, and that conversation went really well. I got to hear their expectations and what they were looking for in the next head coach, and it seems that our vision and my vision and the returners' vision is the same. And so they wanted a coach that can develop relationships, that can communicate and be there, and that's something that I think that's one of my best attributes, is developing relationships. So we do have players coming back, and we do have a few that would probably be interested once we move forward from today. And so I'm looking forward to getting the team finalized and putting a team on the floor that you guys can be excited about, right? I'll just talk briefly about my philosophy, kind of I know some of you guys might be shy. I'm shy. My wife's shy. So I'll kind of ask some questions that maybe answer some questions that maybe you guys are thinking, right? Obviously, one is how I'm going to recruit, right? I think that's something that you guys would want to know. Going through the interview process, that's something that I hit on is we want to make sure we get some local talent, some guys from Nebraska, guys from this area, right? I think it helps fill the stands. When I took over at USAO, that was one of my main priorities is to get the support back into the gym like it was when Coach McPherson had it, right? And you can't do it by just getting all guys from out of state, 5 states away, 4 states away, right? You got to try to do it with some of the guys that's in your backyard, okay? And we're going to make sure to do that, right? We're going to also make sure to mix it in. I don't know if we can win a national championship with all Nebraska guys, but I'm not afraid to try. But we're going to see what's out there, right? We're going to hit the portal. The transfer portal is something that is very talked about. It's not new, but it's very talked about here in the last few years. And so that's something that we've done well at my last institution was bring guys in who had success at the next level, whether it was Division I, Division II, JUCO, or other NAIA schools, right? And so we want to make sure we set the foundation first. And I think that you got to have some young guys and some high school guys to do that and to develop your culture. And that's something that we're going to do moving forward, starting ASAP. And so coaching philosophy, right? And so to get people in the stands, you got to have an exciting team, obviously, right? And that's something that we're going to put on the floor. I'm a defensive guy, but I'm also an offensive guy. I think that's probably one of my best traits is coaching offense, but not just coaching offense, but getting players that know how to play and that can play above the rim, right? We're going to be able to share the ball, shoot the ball, but also have a couple of highlights here and there. I'm all for that, right? That's how you get students into the gym, and that's what we want them to do is be excited whenever they come and watch our teams, right? We want to make sure that we have a great home court advantage. So with this going out to the public, we need y'all's help tremendously. It's a big arena, but it can get loud, and I plan to fill it. All right, and I don't plan to take forever to build this thing. I don't mean to sound cocky or anything like that, but we've never had a losing season as a player or as a head coach, and I don't plan to do so in the next year or so, right? So we want to move forward and be able to compete at a high level, compete for championships, add some more championships on the banners, and get everybody excited about Eagle basketball.
You have had good success down there. What led you to feel that this was the time that you were willing to look and move somewhere else, even just to start the process of applying, much less accepting the job here?
I couldn't really hear you, but pretty much why Chadron? Is that kind of the question?
No, it was actually about you. You've been very successful at your last school.
Right.
What was it that made you decide that this is the time for you to go somewhere else to
Yep.
move up to the next level?
Yeah, great question. Without seeing, obviously on top, you could see why Chadron on the surface. Great facilities, great people, great community, great university, great academics, great support, right? So that's on the surface, right? But what's deeper? Why Chadron? What can I do at Chadron that I couldn't do at USAO, right? And you said it, one is moving up another level. I think that's a young coach's dream is to continue to be successful at where they're at and put the work in. And if you get that opportunity, you got to take it, right? And that's kind of where we was at USAO. We felt that we've done everything we could do at USAO except win a national championship, and we was pretty close a few years ago. Made it to the Elite Eight and lost in overtime by 3. And so that was it. We won championships. We graduated our student athletes at a high rate, and we was in the community left and right, and we loved it. And so we just felt that there's a better opportunity, and that God was leading us to Chadron to get involved in the community and impact young kids' lives, and on top of that, win a lot of games. And so my goals are high. My dreams are out this world, but I believe in them, and I think that a championship is something that we're going to continue to strive for here. My goals from USAO to here won't change as a coach, as a person, and who I am. It's just that we're in a different location now.
As a late hire, you're essentially not going to be playing this year with the team that you would want to build from scratch. How close do you think you'll be coming to getting the style and level of play that you expect in the future with a primarily inherited group?
Right. It's late for some people. For the NAI teams, when you recruit at a high level and build a team at a high level, this is prime time recruiting season for the NAI coaches if you want to have a chance at winning the national championship. And so there's so many players out there. There's players, it's almost overwhelming how many good players are out there. And so, but we don't want to just take anybody. We want to take a kid that can fit Chadron State and the community here. And so with the core group, I'm going to lean on them heavily, just like, they're going to lean on me. We're all new to this, and so I'm going to need their help just as much as they're going to need mine. And I think we have a great core group to build around, and we just got to get to work and find the right fit for Chadron. And I think we have enough time to do that.
And away from basketball, are you and the family ready for 15, 20 below zero winter nights?
I'll take that instead of EF5 tornadoes. So we can bundle up for the cold. But when you have EF5 tornadoes, you just got to hunker down and pray that everything's okay. And so we're going to trade one bad thing from Oklahoma and then the cold here in Nebraska. But we're definitely it's going to take some getting used to. But hopefully this gym has heat and that we can get some gear in that can make us warm on the road. So great question. Okay, good. Anything else? I appreciate it.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of photo ops. Of course, we want the family to get together. And thank you very much for everyone coming out. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Francis, our new head men's basketball coach.